Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Morning, Tony. Good. How are
Morning.
you?
What a fun little movie this is. It's exuberant. Um, Bailee, I'll start with you. Being that this is a high kind of energy film, how do you keep your energy up for weeks of shooting?
I honestly I thrive under lack of sleep, I feel like, to be honest, especially when it's surrounded by a lovely cast and a lovely crew and we're getting to do, what we enjoy. But I definitely, I mean, I'd be lying if I said the coffee order wasn't in before I rolled up to base camp. And, maybe I did get a B12 shot here and there between filming if we're getting specific. But no, I genuinely I wake up every day with a smile on my face and I love going to work.
Kevin, your character Will goes through a lot of changes in this film. I mean, it's a metamorphosis movie, among other things. Was that attractive to you when you read the script?
Absolutely, it was. So a lot of people don't know this, but I was originally cast for the role of Sean, and I had, I guess, challenged production to say, hey, I think I'm better for the role of Will. Is it all right if I re-audition? And they agreed to it, and I ended up booking that part. And I think the thing that connected me most to that role was just the arc that he had, because we just see so many layers to his character. There's a scene where he's playing with his toys in the cabin, and then he breaks down on the road in anger. And to think that that's the same character, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah, and you approached it really, really well. I mean, this is one of those films. I go back because I'm an old guy, to the beach movies of the 1950s and 60s, and this really kind of has that same heart and soul. Um, this is also a wonderful ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Really, did you get along with everyone?
Oh man, I genuinely, for one, this was really the first movie I've done in my lifetime of filming where I was surrounded by people my age. I usually always work with adults and maybe a kid here and there. So for me, it was like so different. I was honestly nervous. I was like, are they gonna like me? Like these people my age? But I have such love, such love for our cast, and then genuinely, just from a work standpoint, and getting to co-produce this, like I sit back and I watch this movie, and I'm just floored by Kevin's performance, and Kat and Jabril and Ian. Like I'm so excited for them to now be introduced into the world and for people to fall in love with them. So yeah, I'm a big champion of all of theirs, and excited for the world to see their work.
Kevin, blocking a movie is hard enough, but choreography, you add that into it, it's got to be a huge headache.
It is a huge headache. You know what? I had done a little musical theater growing up, so it felt kind of familiar in a way, except I'm not cheating out to an audience this time. I'm cheating out to a camera. So in that way, it felt familiar, but there were still a lot of new aspects to it.
Bailey, are you a musical theater kid too?
I'm not. I wish I was. I grew up though, going to New York when I was little before I started working with my mom, and my sister, and I fell in love with musicals and Broadway shows. Little Shop of Horrors. I used to wait outside to meet the cast and go as many nights as I could. So my dream would get to be able to do theater, but music's been on the bucket list for so long, and then this film came around, and it feels like the perfect fit. It's nerve-wracking, but I'm thrilled to share that side of me to the world.
Kevin, I'm going to give you the last word as we're wrapping up. What about the chemistry? Was it chemistry from the get-go when you first met Bailey, or was it a slow friendship?
I think it was a friendship. Bailey and I had met a few years prior. I was doing a show for Disney Channel, and I believe Bailey was friends with another one of my castmates on that show. So she at one point came to set to visit, and we hit it off, and it had been a few years, but to reconnect with you, Bailey, was so much fun. And I think the chemistry was very organic. It felt very natural progressing, and I was very happy with the way it turned out.
Well, it looked like everybody had a ball during this. And again, thank you guys so much for your time this morning. It is a week away on Netflix. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tony.